Hello, my dear students. Good morning to one and all. So, welcome to the sociology online class. So, in our last class, we have discussed about the agrarian social structure, the caste and the class. So, the next concept is the Gram Swaraj or Panchayati Raj. So, why the Gram Swaraj or Panchayati Raj is established? So, these things we need to discuss in detail. Okay. So, we have know that in India there are two governments. One is central government and another one is state governments. The central government is centralized government. It is rule all over the country, but whereas a state government is particularly exclusively rule or deals about the administration process of the state. But besides this central government as well as state government, there are another government is called local government. So we can say it as a self governments, local self governments. So why local self governments are became familiar? ఎందుకంటే సో ఒక మారుమూల ప్రాంతంలో ఏదైనా సమస్య వస్తే దాన్ని స్టేట్కి చెప్పడానికి లేదా సెంట్రల్ నిర్ణయం తీసుకోవడానికి ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైమ్, ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ అమౌంట్. సో దట్ ఈజ్ వై the government of India is given priority to establish local self governments. అంటే అంటే అక్కడ ఈ లోకల్లో వచ్చినటువంటి ఏవైతే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయో గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతంలో వాటిని అక్కడికక్కడే తక్షణమే పరిష్కరించుకోవడానికి లోకల్ గవర్నమెంట్స్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ రావడం జరిగింది. ఓకే, సో లెట్ us డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ ఇన్ డీటెయిల్ అబౌట్ ద గ్రామ్ స్వరాజ్. సో మహాత్మా గాంధీ డ్రీమ్డ్ అబౌట్ ద గ్రామ్ స్వరాజ్. మహాత్మా గాంధీ ఏమన్నాడంటే, సో భారతదేశానికి ఈ యొక్క గ్రామాలు ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో అవి పట్టు కొమ్మలు లాంటివి. ఆ యొక్క గ్రామాలు కనుక సుభిక్షంగా ఉంటే, ఆ యొక్క గ్రామాల యొక్క ఎకానమీ కనుక సుభిక్షంగా ఉంటే భారతదేశ ఆర్థిక వ్యవస్థ కూడా చాలా సుభిక్షంగా ఉంటుంది. అందుకనే గ్రామ స్వరాజ్యం రావాలి, గ్రామరాజ్యమే రామరాజ్యము అని చెప్పినటువంటి మహానేత, ఫాదర్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా మహాత్మా గాంధీ గారు. సో మహాత్మా గాంధీ గారు గ్రామ స్వరాజ్యానికి చాలా ప్రాముఖ్యత ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. ఎందుకంటే ఇందాక చెప్పినట్టు గ్రామాలు అభివృద్ధి చెందితే ఆటోమేటిక్గా దేశం అభివృద్ధి చెందుతుంది అనేది ఆయన యొక్క వాదన. ఓకే, దెన్ ఈ యొక్క గ్రామ స్వరాజ్యం ఎందుకు ఇవ్వడం జరిగిందంటే, ద డెమోక్రటిక్ డీసెంట్రలైజేషన్, అంటే అధికార విభజన జరిగింది. ఎక్కడో సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్లో ఉన్నటువంటి గవర్నమెంట్కి, నరేంద్ర మోడీకి మన గ్రామంలో ఉన్నటువంటి సమస్యలు తెలియవు. ఒకవేళ తెలిసినా అక్కడ నుంచి అధికారం వీడికి వచ్చి చేసేసరికి ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైం. అందుకనే ద పవర్ యాజ్ డీసెంట్రలైజ్డ్ మీన్స్ వికేంద్రీకరణ, అధికార వికేంద్రీకరణ అంటారు. సో స్టేట్ నుంచి సెంట్రల్కి, సెంట్రల్ నుంచి స్టేట్కి, స్టేట్ నుంచి డిస్టిక్కి, డిస్టిక్ నుంచి మండల్కి, మండల్ నుంచి గ్రామానికి, ఈ విధంగా గ్రామ స్థాయిలో కూడా అధికారాన్ని వికేంద్రీకరించడం జరిగింది. సో ఈ విధంగా గ్రామ స్థాయిలో అధికారాన్ని వికేంద్రీకరించడం వల్ల ఏం జరుగుతుంది? పార్టిసిపేటరీ డెవలప్మెంట్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది. అంటే ప్రజలు స్వతహాగా వాళ్ళు ఈ డెవలప్మెంట్ యాక్టివిటీస్లో పాల్గొనడానికి అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. దెర్ ఈజ్ ఎ పాసిబిలిటీ టు participate the people in the welfare activities directly. So they can choose different kinds of micro level plannings for their development. So like water sheds కానీ, లేకపోతే కుటీర పరిశ్రమలు కానీ. సో ఈ విధంగా వాళ్ళ యొక్క అభివృద్ధికి తోడ్పడుకుంటూ ముందుకు వెళ్ళడం జరుగుతుంది. సో మరి ఈ యొక్క గ్రామ స్వరాజ్యాన్ని, లేదంటే ఈ 73rd అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్ ద్వారా ఈ గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతం యొక్క పరిపాలనా విధానాన్ని రాజ్యాంగంలో చేర్చడం జరిగింది 73rd అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్ ద్వారా. మరి ఈ 73rd అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్ అనేది అండర్ ద పివి నరసింహారావు గవర్నమెంట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు రావడం జరిగింది. 1992లో 92 కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ అమెండ్మెంట్ అంటే 73rd అమెండ్మెంట్ యాక్ట్ ద్వారా 1992లో ఈ యొక్క గ్రామ్ స్వరాజ్ లేకపోతే గ్రామీణ పాలన అనేది వ్యవస్థ తీసుకురావడం జరిగింది. అసలు ఈ లోకల్ సెల్ఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్ అనే వ్యవస్థని 3 రకాలుగా 3 టైర్ సిస్టమ్గా ఏర్పాటు చేయడం జరిగింది. సో ఆల్రెడీ మనకు ఇందాక చెప్పుకున్నట్టు దేర్ ఈజ్ ఏ సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ అండ్ దేర్ ఈజ్ ఏ స్టేట్ గవర్నమెంట్. బట్ within the state there are number of states. For example, if you take Telangana, there are 33 districts, but in 33 districts there are approximately very n number of mandals are there. If for example, if we go to in detail about the Telangana, approximately 438 mandals are there and 12,000 villages are there. So like this, the rule or the government administration has to be reached to the local level. So with the intention of that, the constitution as amended under the 73rd Amendment Act in 1992. So by this they established the Gram Swaraj or Panchayat Raj. The Panchayat Raj has given priority or importance to the local self governments. So this Panchayat Raj is suggested a 3-tier system of administration. So if we go to in detail about this system, before the independence, the local self government idea is already in India. So in the princely rules, if before independence the India was under the rules of various dynasties like Mughals, like Kakatiyas, like Shatavahanas, Guptas, Cholas, like this. So even those days also the local self government system as there. So before independence, the Lord Ripon is famously known as the father of self government in India. So he was taken initiative to develop this concept. So Lord Ripon brought this reform in 1882, approximately 120 years back ago. He was brought the idea of Panchayat Raj Institutions Act, but this has been changed after independence. The government of India is formed different committees and welcomed various views about the local self government. So Balwant Rai Mehta committee was established after independence, I mean early independence in 1957, and Ashok Mehta committee was established in 1977. GVK Rao committee also established in 1985. But these 3 committees are suggested about something about the local self government. But LM Singhvi committee is constituted in 1986. This committee is suggested the 3-tier system of administration. So based on the LM Singhvi committee, the government of India is taken initiative to the Panchayat Raj institutions. So this is based on this LM Singhvi committee, the 3-tier administration has taken place. One is district level Jilla Panchayat ZP, and at Mandal level Mandala Parishad, and at Grama Panchayati level Panchayat Raj institutions. So like this 3-tier system is added in the constitution. So the 73rd Amendment Act added new part to the Constitution of India, like part 9 to the Indian Constitution. So under part 9 various issues were added regarding the local self governments. various issues are added to the Constitution of India. For example, the 73rd Amendment Act is added part 9 and article 243 entitled as the Panchayats. These new articles added from 243A to 243O, like 243A deals something, 243B something like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M and O. So, like this 243A to 243O, these are the things added in the Constitution of India regarding the Panchayat Raj institutions. So, in addition to that, the 73rd Amendment Act also added new 11th schedule on the functional items of Panchayat Raj. So, there are different functions are handed to the Panchayat Raj institutions at gram level, at village level. So, there are approximately 29 items are there which are added in the Constitution of India under the 11th schedule. So, one of the important feature of 73rd Amendment Act is to realize the directive principle of state policy under article 40 of the Indian Constitution. So, not only the powers and functions, the directive principles of state policy also added in the Indian Constitution under article 40. So, then the Panchayat Raj institution got a constitutional status by this 73rd Amendment Act. So, it has a constitutional body, it is recognized by the Constitution of India. So, that is why the constitutional status has given to the Panchayat Raj institutions under the 73rd Amendment Act. So, the three-tier system is particularly about the Jilla Parishad. In Jilla Parishad, the Jilla Collector and ZP Chairman were the heads. One is the public head and one is the government head. So, here the ZP Chairman is the public representative who are elected by the people, and whereas the district collector is appointed by the government, and at the mandal level also same, and as well as a village level. So, village level we can say village panchayat, mandal level we can say mandala parishads. So, like the district level Jilla Parishads. So, these elections, for every 5 years, the State Election Commission was taken initiative to conduct the elections at Gram Panchayat level. Here keep in mind, the only State Election Commission have to take initiative, not Union Election Commission or Central Election Commission. Only State Election Commission will take initiative to conduct the elections to the Gram Panchayats for every 5 years. Okay. And the State Finance Commission is distribute the finance and supports to the financial assistances. If we go to Telangana, the government of Telangana acted Panchayat Raj Act in 2018 recently, approximately 2 years back. So, in that the government of Telangana given some special features to the Gram Panchayats. So, the Gram Sabha is playing an important role at Gram level. The Gram Sabha have to meet twice in a year, every 6 months, and they have to discuss their problems. So, here in the Gram Sabha, the elected representatives means the Sarpanch and the ward members and the village people are the members in the Gram Sabha. They have to participate and they have to discuss and they have to come to an conclusion to the issues what are there in the village levels, and some of the powers are given and some of the functions also have the gram panchayati at village level. So, like this there is a panchayat raj system in village level, there is a mandala parishad in mandal level, and as well as jilla parishads in district level. So, these three levels the local self government's bodies are functioning effectively. So, our father of nation Mahatma Gandhi was dreamed about the Gram Swaraj, and Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, is also given priority to the village administration, and father of constitution Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar also given priority to the Gram Swaraj. But among them, the Gandhi was dreamed about the Gram Swaraj. So, if you go to Telangana, approximately Telangana 12,759 gram panchayats are there, 438 mandala parishads are there, and 33 jilla parishads are there. So, before that there are only approximately 8,000, 7,000 to 8,000, in between 7 to 8,000 gram panchayats are there, but recently all the tandas and gudems are converted as a gram panchayats by the under the Panchayat Raj Act 2018, and there are some mandals also identified or given mandal status to the emerging towns, and the Telangana, when Telangana is originated, when Telangana is formed in 2014 June 2nd, then there are only 10 districts, but today the government is taken initiative for the administrative convenience. The 10 districts is formed as a 33 districts. So, the internal districts, which district is larger in geographically, that districts are identified as a new districts within the districts. So, like this is about the gram panchayat and gram swaraj. Here we need why the only one thing, the gram panchayats are established for the decentralization of powers, to rule themselves at local level. So, that is the main intention of the establishment of gram panchayats under 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. So, my suggestion to you all, please observe your gram panchayat, talk with your gram sabha members, if possible participate in gram sabha, and inquire about your welfare policies, what are the activities are under gram panchayat. So, then you will learn something about in practical. Okay. I hope you are all try to meet your sarpanch, your ward members, and your gram sabha members, and I hope your majority of you are the voters, because you are some of you are crossed 18 years, you are voted, I think you are voted in your village level for gram panchayat elections. So, my request is to observe the society, and learn something by practical. Okay, bye, take care.